I realize this is extremely last minute, but I am hanging out with a very significant person right here. A person who has caused me significant frustration in my life trying to read all of his novels. But this indeed is James Joyce, and I am in Trieste in Italy. Now I have a train that I have to be on board an hour from now, so this is going to be a short video. But I just wanted to have one up there. It is 9 minutes past 11 in the morning, local Central European time. Of course, I am in Trieste, Italy, which is a very interesting city. It's just a short visit, but this is one of the places where James Joyce spent a lot of his life, first coming here in 1904 and the last time 1920, I believe, his last time was here, but he wrote many of his great novels here, and that's a pretty remarkable thing. So it's good to see Mr. Joyce that way. Gentleman behind me, oh James, hi there. Hey Martine. So I know you were hoping that I would come here. Hey, and I did want to. So what I'll do, I'm just gonna turn my screen around here. So I'm right in the center of Trieste, but I'm just about a 10-minute walk from the train station. But look at this gorgeous, gorgeous day here. But as I said, I've already checked in for my train. I stood in line, so I've kind of burnt up more time than I would have liked to. But here it is, this interesting port city that was part, nice, Matt, part, of course, of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and not, may I press, part of Venice. So a different feel, and you do see statues. There's one up the road of Leopoldo, and of course you have, well, all sorts of interesting history. And I'm not about to tell you all about that, but I just want to come around one more time because what I had to do, of course, was come and find the James Joyce statue there. So there he is, the great Dubliner. I don't know how many of you have actually worked your way through Ulysses. I tried for so long to get through Finnegan's Wake, and in fact, for 2 months I took it on a bicycle trip with me. I can't say I ever finished it, but there he is, one of the great literary heroes of, well, I guess the second most literary country in the world. I always say it's the second most literary country, Ireland, because Iceland is actually the most literary country by percentage of authors against population. But pretty fantastic, and he spent so much time here. So nice hills. Feels to me a little bit like Genoa, but a little different. So let's just curve around and start walking. And I want to take you up to the main square, and we'll have a bit of a look around. I almost left a quick message for Dave Kavanagh, but I will send him this video, or maybe someone can send it to him after, because the great connection. I'm not sure if he's been here, but Dave Kavanagh is a guide in Dublin's fair city and a good friend of mine and ours, and he does lots of wonderful live tours, so it's nice. That bike ride, Martine, was from, have a look at this. This was, I believe, the wife of one of the Habsburg emperors. That bike trip started in Kelowna, British Columbia, and I made it all the way to Yellowstone, and then down to Salt Lake City, and then across to San Francisco, and I made it up to Middle Oregon before I had to get on a bus and go back up to university. So that's another story for another day, but it was a two-month bike trip. Lovely way to travel, I think. So I'm starting to feel a little hungry, but it was so nice this morning to wake up to a blue sky. And I am taking the train to Mestre over in Venice, and then switching to the fancy high-speed train, where I'm going to go through the mountains and end up in Rome. And so you stay the next 3 nights with friends who've been friends for years and years and years and years. I have a meeting, a kind of work meeting tomorrow in Rome, but I'll see if I can put up a live at some point. But I am looking so forward, now that the weather's good, I'm looking so forward to this train trip. So Trieste was an independent city-state at the end of World War II, and that was fascinating because I saw a sign, I'll try and take you to it, saying, come back for the free city-state of Trieste. And of course, you're in these very important, hey Gregory, great Gregory, yeah, it is that connection. And, my friend who was guiding me yesterday reminded me that James Joyce was here, and she said, you have to go find the statue. So that became my priority when I came here to see James Joyce. But then you'll see the big square out front too. It's a details, I like that one. It's unfortunate. I think the chat is a little slow, so I'll be well past things. But yeah, down to but today I'm going to. I was debating for my first train. It's the slow one, so I don't have an assigned seat. I'm either going to sit on the left and try and look at the northern Adriatic, or I will sit on the right because I could see the Dolomites this morning. And whenever you see the Dolomites with snow on top, well, I'm a mountain kid. Some of you might know. So I'm just looking around. I can't even remember exactly which way I walked before. I was so busy finding Mr. Hey, Sarah, nice to see you. I saw you were in Athens over the long weekend. I hope you had a really lovely time. And I saw some of your photos look like the weather was great. Feel free to put some up in the camper van group if you want. I've unfortunately had 2 days of rain, but it was nice still to get back into. I mean, I've been in 3 countries over the last 3 days. Well, 4 if I count Albania. So what a cool mix. Hi, Jane. Hi, everybody. But it is an interesting city, and of course, trading city. But it was also very significantly the city of the. There we go. Very significantly city of the Austrian Navy. So there is a statue right now of Leopoldo up there. And the other big connection that I want to talk about here, and I really want to talk about, the gentleman who created propellers on ships came from here. There's a statue, I can't remember his name now. So that was kind of cool. But this was also home for a period of time. We're getting into my kind of history here. This was home to Maximiliano, and he helped build a castle here. He built one, but Maximiliano was the one who was born in Vienna, but in 1864 was put in power by the conservative Mexicans to become the Mexican emperor. That lasted all of 4 years before he was put to death. And some of you joined me for a tour, of course, in Mexico City. I had reception problems in that one, unfortunately. Have a look at this. Let me show you this one statue up here. Hi there, Justina. So there we go. So Leopoldo Primero. So in 1660, Emperor Leopoldo, one of Habsburgs, arrived on a visit to Trieste. So that is some pretty serious housework. But this is the other cool thing I really want to show up here. And I know it's too early in the morning for my American friends, but for the British, look at this. Welcome to the Free Territory of Trieste. USA and UK come back. Now remember, you've got the Liga Norte in Italy, which is more over in Milan and Trevino, and they are. Oh, Solange, hola, bienvenidos. Estamos en Trieste, in Italia. But remember, they've got the separatist movement in northern Italy, and these people would rather go back to being a city-state. And of course, now, I've crossed all these borders back and forth, and there was kind of a police check, but that, just such an interesting thing. So I had to read this. Sorry, it's at a bit of a funny angle. There's not much I can do about that. But isn't that just something? So just up ahead, and like I say, this is going to be a very, very short visit because I have to get to the train station, and I've never taken the train out of here. So I've got my suitcase put away. But I did want to get a video out here. And of course, because our friend Martine is here, she has some deep Italian roots. I think because your surname's Italian. I can't remember what the connection is, but it's pretty neat. I know you come here. But it is lovely. Okay, Jane, well, nice of you to stop by. It's nice to see you here all the same. It's just, honestly, it's a quick hello, and I don't know when I'll get back here, so I feel like I needed to come here. And look at the doppelganger. I have a lot of doppelgangers, people tell me, but who knows? But I guess a doppel is better than a triple ganger. But I hope you have fun. And there's Bata Shoes, by the way. I always like to tell the story of Bata Shoes because he was actually a Czech refugee that came to Canada and became one of the biggest shoe manufacturers in the whole world. And they have a Bata museum in Toronto. They do not produce a single shoe in Canada anymore, but it was a huge sort of success story. And he was long. You're half Italian. I don't know, left half or right half. But anyway, that's the story of Bata. So next time I'm in Toronto, I'll take you back down to the Bata Museum, which is by the Royal Ontario Museum. But let's come up to this fabulous square piazza, which I've heard is the largest central square piazza in all of Italy. I wonder, it would be interesting. I just haven't been able to spend time with people here, but they feel very connected to, of course, the entire region of Istria, where we were yesterday. And that was, of course, all Italian. Oh, and if I had an extra half hour, There's a coin shop over there. And remember, I am, I do collect some coins. I carry my ones from Bolivia with me. It's sort of interesting to have a look. So you've got your European flag, of course, your Italian flag, and then the flag for Trieste itself. Gorgeous central square, ready to come into view. Oh, I'll just show you a quick little peek of where we are in the world. This is great to have right here. So those are all the Alps, and there's Switzerland and Liechtenstein. Great country to bank on. But here we are wedged in this tiny corner here, Slovenia, Croatia, but it was, of course, Yugoslavia. And this is where the Yugoslavs would all come and shop back in the days when they were under Tito, because they weren't nearly as, of course, controlled as the other East Bloc countries, these neutral countries. But how's this for for a fabulous central square here? And I really can't tell you much about the fountain, but it is beautiful. So you've got administrative buildings, and this, of course, is their city hall. And I feel very safe. I'm going to watch my... I did pass the Bank of Italy earlier, and those are the classic buildings. Ça fait plaisir, Matt. It's a pleasure to go live. And what you can do, everyone, is just share these on your Facebook pages or whatever, because I know people aren't awake yet up in the States and Canada. But if you look up at the top there, I guess I'm not going to hear it. I did hear bells earlier, so it must have been right on time to see them ringing up there. So that's pretty cool. That's true. Oddly enough, this is not London. No, this is Trieste, Italy. So we are in Italy. But anyway, please do hit those like buttons and feel free to share this anywhere you want in the world. So yeah, we're just up in the very corner between three different countries. So Italy, Slovenia, and Croatia. And then, of course, up to the north, Austria is not that far away as well. And this was Austro-Hungarian. So pretty spectacular square. The Piazza del Governo behind me out here. So anyway, I was keeping this down just to 10, 12 minutes because I really do have to go catch a train. So from Trieste in Italia, I'd like to say ciao, arrivederci, until next time. Passi amore. It's almost Italian. All right, everyone, all the very best.